Producers, can I have another steal, please?
The Voice, tomorrow on NBC and Peacock.
Merry Christmas, America!
Drink and be merry as Blake and his friends play festive games and fun never ends.
This game is rigged.
It's a ho-ho-ho-down that's sure to rock. The Barmageddon Holiday Bartacular next Monday on NBC.
Summer skies, they warm up everything. Then fall comes around, and you know it's getting near. Christmas is my favorite time.
Experience so much Christmas the way Santa does.
Good evening and welcome to News 40 at 10. I'm Chris Allen. A preview of your weather: clear skies across southern Kentucky after some morning clouds, but a lot of sunshine today. But that didn't warm us up too much. In fact, we barely cracked the 40-degree mark. Now temperatures are down, in some cases in the upper 20s to low 30s, right around the freezing mark, and it looks like we're going to get colder than that tonight. And even right now, there's a southwesterly breeze at 10 to 15 miles per hour, making it feel like it's in the 20s. And 20s is where we're going to go tonight for overnight lows. We'll check that in the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us here for News 40 at 10. I'm Michael Ridgway. Our top story tonight: nothing can ruin a holiday quicker than a Christmas tree fire or someone getting injured from a holiday decorating accident that could have been avoided. News 40's Carlisle Coppins tells us more.
Holiday lights, delicious holiday dishes, and sweet-smelling candles can lead to a big disaster if you are not careful.
We all get excited for the holidays, and we all get focused on preparing for them and gifts and decorations and things like that. But ultimately, it's really, really important not to cut corners on safety.
One of the leading causes of injuries is people not being cautious of what decorations they're putting up. Injuries can happen because of frayed wires on Christmas trees or too many lights connected to the same power strip.
It's important to be safe, especially around the holidays. Lights can present an electrical hazard, so you want to make sure that your lights are in good working order.
During holiday breaks, you may want to be more carefree in your daily activities. But when it comes to a typical tradition like lighting candles, it's important to remain cautious.
There's certainly more fires typically over the holidays, and anytime you have more fires, there are going to be more fire-related injuries. Some years it's not as bad as others, but typically the holidays are a very high-risk period.
Not putting your safety on the back burner won't just help you, it will also help those around you.
It's always better to be safe than sorry, and just to really take your time. You don't want to put others at risk. It's just always important to stay safe when you can, when accidents are avoidable.
In Bowling Green, because local matters, Carlisle Coppins, WNKY News 40.
Well, while you're out shopping for any child this holiday season, remember to keep their safety in mind as well. Oftentimes, kids will want the most popular toy, something they see other kids with or heard them talking about. But are those things actually safe? Do they have small parts, marbles, button batteries, or anything that could be a choking hazard? Do they have broken pieces or sharp edges? Some toys require supervision, but it's always important to look at warnings, inspect safety standards, and make sure the toy is age appropriate.
If you have children of multiple ages in your home, that if it's something that is age appropriate for an older child, that you have those things stored in separate play areas and maybe have rules in place that you can only play with these things in your room and stay in your room so that a younger child doesn't gain access to those things.
Healthcare professionals recommend toys such as large puzzles, blocks, a busy board, books, card games, jump rope, or balls. It's a nice gift for kids to have what they want, but safety standards are still important while shopping to make sure that they stay safe. Well, this Giving Tuesday, the American Red Cross is hoping you will make giving blood a holiday habit. The nonprofit humanitarian organization says it needs thousands more donations per week to stave off what it calls an often invisible emergency. Skylar Henry has more on the Red Cross's donation push, which comes just 2 months after the nonprofit declared a national blood shortage.
You ready? All right.
In this season of giving, the American Red Cross is asking more Americans to roll up their sleeves and take the plunge.
Donating blood is an easy way to give back.
But American Red Cross spokesperson Ashley Henyon says collecting blood during the holidays is a challenge.
Schools are closed, families are on vacation, people are attending functions, festive parties, and not really thinking about going out to their local blood drive. But there are still patients in the hospital that need blood to survive.
The Red Cross declared a national blood shortage back in September, citing a busy travel season and back-to-back climate disasters. While donations have increased since then, the organization says it still needs to collect 10,000 more units per week to meet patients' needs.
We never want someone to be in a situation where they don't have the blood they need to survive.
Mark Lipman says the 9/11 attacks inspired him to become a regular donor. He estimates that he's given more than 700 units of blood so far.
Helping people is a timeless thing. It's not just one time. I look forward to it, to tell you the truth.
For those who may be ineligible to donate blood due to medical conditions, travel, or other restrictions, the Red Cross says you can still give back by volunteering your time.
November is National Home Care Month, and if you're looking for a home care program, MedCenter Health is providing one to South Central Kentucky. A program with a wide range of services including skilled nursing, physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy to those who can't make it out to outpatient services or meet with physicians. Home health services are used to go into the home and assess the needs of individual patients beyond their physical health. Would they need a new ramp, a bedside toilet, or shower chairs? What do they need to help them comfortable at the house?
Going into the holiday season, a lot of people want to be able to stay home. They want to, not have to go to a long-term care facility or an inpatient facility. So if it, most people, if at all possible, want to be home on the holidays. So, we try to help provide the services to help keep them at home.
Care delivered in the home has great value in the healthcare industry, empowering clients to take control of their health and independence while in the comfort of their own home. Well, it's a type of depression that can happen during changing seasons. Most of the time, those experiencing seasonal affective disorder feel it in the fall and winter. Some may not even know they have it. In tonight's Health Minute, we take a look at the 5 signs of this disorder and how you can cope.
The weather is changing. The days feel shorter, it's colder, more dreary, and getting darker earlier. These can all be triggers for seasonal affective disorder.
And it occurs in 1 to 10% of Americans. It's more common amongst females and people who live in colder climates.
Psychologist Susan Albers with Cleveland Clinic says this disorder is caused by a shift in the seasons, which disrupts our circadian rhythms with less sun exposure.
This in turn interrupts our natural internal clock. As a result, there is a drop in serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter that regulates our mood, as well as melatonin, which regulates sleep.
Albers says to watch out for 5 signs: feeling down or unmotivated, loss of interest in things you used to enjoy, shifts in appetite like eating more or craving carbohydrates, changes in sleep, usually sleeping too much, and loss of energy.
The symptoms are similar to depression, but they are much milder and they pass when the spring arrives.
Albers says light lamps can help. They mimic outdoor light. She recommends 20 minutes each morning. Since you're not getting as much vitamin D from the sun, eat foods rich in it. Albers suggests salmon, mushrooms, eggs, fortified bread and milk. And finally, try cognitive behavioral therapy.
This will help to change some of the negative thoughts you're having during the winter months, as well as establish healthy routines around sleeping and eating.
Well, now let's send things over to Weather Chief Chris Allen for a look at the forecast. Chris?
Yep, Michael, we've got cold air that is with us right now over the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes. That's the frigid air that we're going to feel tonight as temperatures are going to dive into the 20s, but with a warmer southwesterly flow over the next few days, especially starting Wednesday. We're going to get some milder temperatures in here, and it's going to feel a lot better. We just got to give it another day before that happens. But with the warmer air will come some rain, which we'll talk about in just a few minutes with the 7-day forecast. But right now, Cole is standing by with a preview of sports.
Thanks, Chris. We have plenty coming up in sports tonight. High school basketball tipped off tonight in our area. We have the recaps from 2 matchups, including Butler County hosting South Warren. And hear from Travis Hudson as WKU volleyball gears up for the NCAA tournament. That's all in sports. Michael?
Thank you, Cole. Well, we now know what caused the train derailment in eastern Kentucky that evacuated hundreds of people right before Thanksgiving. CSX says a failed wheel bearing on a train car caused a derailment that sparked a chemical fire in Livingston on Wednesday. The accident forced people nearby out of their homes until Thanksgiving afternoon. All 16 cars involved were removed from the site. Crews also removed spilled chemicals and 2,500 tons of impacted soil. CSX says no sulfur dioxide has been detected in the area since the fire was extinguished on Thursday. About 400 people so far have sought reimbursement from the railroad for costs related to that derailment. And 2 weeks from tomorrow, it will be Inauguration Day at the state capitol. And Governor Andy Beshear will once again be sworn into office. 4 years ago, Beshear used the event to announce big changes. The question is, will he do the same now?
We do know that 4 years ago, he made good on some big campaign promises. The first was using executive power to restore voting rights to many Kentuckians, a move that was heavily applauded.
I will sign an executive order restoring voting rights to over 100,000 men. To over 100,000 men and women who have done wrong in the past but are doing right now. They deserve to participate in our great democracy.
And Beshear, who touted the importance of public education and was supported by many public ed advocates, also made changes to the state's Board of Education.
I reorganized the State Board of Education and appointed new members who support public education.
Of course, just a few months after taking office, the COVID-19 pandemic hit the world and Kentucky, and that quickly took over much of Beshear's first 2 years in the governor's office.
The pandemic was just one challenge that Kentucky faced over the last 4 years. The Beshears say they're going to use this inauguration to honor how strongly Kentuckians have dealt with these challenges. But they also want to look for the future and are naming this event Forward Together. Well, so to come on News 40 at 10, the White House is applauding the deal made to extend the pause in fighting in Gaza. This comes as the National Security Council spokesman says 8 or 9 U.S. citizens are still believed to be among hostages. The latest details from Capitol Hill in just a bit, but first, Weather Chief Chris Allen is back in here with a full look at your forecast.
The competition is on.
This is nerve-wracking.
Do you have what it takes for Jeopardy? Weeknights at 6 on NBC 40.
I'm Ashley Wilson. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on News 40 Sunrise. Find out how you can stay warm this winter with an upcoming chili supper. Then we'll see what delicious recipe the Pie Queen of Bowling Green has for us in this week's Pie Queen's Pantry. These stories only on News 40 Sunrise.
I'm attorney Deborah Brose. I am committed to my clients across South Central Kentucky. But don't just take it from me. If you've suffered a personal injury, I can help. Call our office today for a free consultation.
Trapped with in-laws this holiday season?
Did you hear the owl?
Escape to any of our 2,400 locations with the Planet Fitness Black Card. Also bring a friend for free and get access to the Black Card Spa. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends November 30th.
Is your search for a new home on hold because of high interest rates and high monthly payments? Jago Homes has your solution with a low 4.99 fixed interest rate and no energy bills for 2 years. You'll enjoy open, spacious living, and your family will be comfortable year-round with exclusive Energy Smart technology. Learn why a new Jago home is more affordable than you think at jagohomes.com. Because life is too precious to be put on hold.
Pathways will help find the perfect senior living facility for you and will guide you in the right direction for your future. Call Pathways today so you'll be better informed and therefore be able to make better choices.
How does your Santa relax? Rocking? Maybe he glides. Or is he a reclining Santa? Whatever makes him happy, Ford's Furniture has it in our huge selection of recliners and accent chairs. On sale now at Ford's Furniture in Bowling Green.
WNKY News 40 is always on at WNKY.com.
Welcome back. We have Weather Chief Chris Allen joining us here at the desk on this cold Monday night.
And it's not as cold as it's going to get.
Yeah, not as cold. It's gonna get a little further down, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. Oh, 20s tonight for sure.
20s.
For everybody. Only a few saw that last night. Tonight, everybody gets in on the 20s before we start to see things trending upward the next few days. So tomorrow may even be a few degrees cooler than today because we hit a high of 44, and tomorrow I'm only looking at just barely hitting 40. And then after that, we're looking at some mid to upper 50s, which is more in line with where we should be this time of the year. The normal is 55. We're going to get up there and then actually get a little bit warmer than average, especially on Sunday. We're looking at low 60s, but with that warmer air is going to come some moisture, and it looks like we're going to see an unsettled weekend ahead. I know we've got Christmas parades everywhere starting Friday night and all day Saturday. I think we're going to be okay, but we've just got to factor in the possibility that there might be a shower or two as we're going out to some of those parades. They're certainly not going to get washed out, that's for sure. 44 was our high today, but that was 11 degrees colder than the average of 55. That's where we ought to be. 33 was our low this morning. We're going to be indeed certainly colder than that, probably about 10 degrees colder than the average of 35 once we get into tonight and early tomorrow morning. 33 right now with a southwesterly wind coming in at 6 miles per hour. That's producing a wind chill of 28 at the moment, and you can see how dry the atmosphere is. Humidity just 61%. The dew point is down to 21, and we have a rising barometer under high pressure and a clear sky. So everything is set up here for what is going to be a chilly night. So if you haven't cranked up the heat a little bit more, you may want to do that tonight because it is definitely going to be colder than it was last night or early this morning. We've got high pressure way down to the southwest of us, and because we are east of that high pressure center, then everything here is on the chilly side. Even though we've got a little bit of a light southwest wind tonight, it is not going to be enough to overcome the colder air that is starting to move in and will move in for the day tomorrow. Not drawn on the map here is a weak cold front that is going to reinforce that polar air. So we're going to stay chilly all day tomorrow. We get into the afternoon, more of a westerly breeze, not quite as breezy as today, but still very cold, as highs will barely crack the 40-degree mark. Tomorrow night into Wednesday, more of a southerly flow does take over, and you can see that we get a little bit more in the way of warmth over the area, which is going to help us warm up as we go through the rest of the week. But in the meantime, how about 24 tonight, clear and cold, and that light westerly wind at about 5 to 7 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, sunshine, but barely hitting 40, 53 on Wednesday. Then we see a shower late day Thursday, 58. Better chance of showers and thunderstorms Friday early, and a high of 57. Then for Christmas parade day, the main day, Saturday, 58. Only a 20% chance of a shower. And then we have 63 Sunday, 58 Monday. And it looks like temperatures will stay relatively mild after that. And we're back with more News 40 at 10 in just a moment.
Summer skies, they warm up everything. Then fall comes watch Christmas the way Santa does.
For more than a decade, Morgan's Fresh Cut Trees has been supplying your family with trees, wreaths, and everything in between. Come find the perfect tree for your family. Morgan's Fresh Cut Trees, located next to the Lost River Cave gift shop. For more than a decade, Morgan's Fresh Cut Trees has been supplying your family with trees, wreaths, and everything in between. Come find the perfect tree for your family. Morgan's Fresh Cut Trees, located next to the Lost River Cave gift shop.
BG Home Furnishings is the best place to shop and work. We stay motivated with daily massages.
It is just like the North Pole around here. Santa and his elves are delivering daily. We could make a calendar out of our delivery team. Meet Mr. November, always smiling and ready to deliver your sofa. For over 40 years, we are proud to be a locally owned and operated business. We are so thankful for the continued support of our community.
As local performers prepared to shine on the big stage, News 40 took you to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. When a top-ranking U.S. Space Force officer from Warren County returned home, News 40 shared his ceremony. Kentucky State Police kicks off its annual food drive. News 40 takes you to Cram the Cruiser. A local business collected cereal to support those in need. News 40 shows you the Dominoes. WNKY News 40, because local matters.
If you own a Honda, we have important information for you. The automaker is recalling hundreds of thousands of vehicles due to a seatbelt issue. The recall affects nearly 304,000 Honda Accords and HRVs that were manufactured between October 4th of last year and October 14th of this year. Honda says the vehicles are missing part of the seatbelt that tightens and prevents occupants from flying forward in the event of a collision. The automaker says they will begin notifying owners by mail beginning January 8th. But you can also enter your vehicle identification number on Honda's recall website to see if your vehicle was affected. Well, here's a little bit of good news about holiday spending. Prices at the pump aren't adding to the burden. The price of gas has been falling for 60 consecutive days now, according to AAA. The current national average price of a regular gasoline is down 27 cents from a month ago, making for a grand total of $3.25 a gallon. Well, now in Washington, the White House has welcomed the extension of the ceasefire in ongoing Israel and Hamas conflict, adding that it hopes Americans will be part of the next round of released hostages. National Security spokesman John Kirby said 8 or 9 U.S. citizens are believed to still be among those being held. Ed O'Keefe is at the White House with the reaction.
Tonight, the White House is applauding the deal to extend the pause in fighting in Gaza for 2 days. Senior officials spoke to the Qatari Prime Minister, who's a lead in the negotiations, 4 times today, hoping to prolong the ceasefire, get additional hostages out, and let humanitarian aid in.
Another 2 days, I mean, my goodness, that gives you the chance for dozens more trucks and tens of thousands of more gallons of fuel that can get into Gaza to people in need.
The administration is closely tracking the fate of what it believes are 8 or 9 Americans still being held hostage in Gaza. The president spoke with the family of the youngest known U.S. captive, 4-year-old Abigail Moore Idan, who was released late Sunday.
She's now safely in Israel, and we continue to press and expect for additional Americans will be released as well.
Meanwhile, American forces in the region remain on heightened alert for more attacks by Iranian-backed militant groups. The most recent came Sunday when missiles fired from the Houthi-controlled territory inside Yemen landed in the Gulf of Aden near the USS Mason, part of the Eisenhower strike group now in the region. The Mason had been responding to distress calls from an Israeli-owned tanker that had been briefly seized by 5 Somali pirates. The Iranian-backed Houthi rebels have seized other vessels in the Red Sea, including an Israeli-linked cargo ship. U.S. officials today didn't rule out striking back.
We've responded forcefully against the threats to our forces in Iraq and Syria, and now our forces in the Gulf region, the Gulf of Oman, Gulf of Aden.
Is striking in Yemen still an option?
We will take the steps appropriate to protect our troops and our forces in the Middle East region.
And while U.S. naval forces are facing attacks in the waters off the Middle East, a defense official tells CBS News that U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria have been attacked at least 73 times in the last 6 weeks by drones, rockets, and close-range ballistic missiles. Ed O'Keefe, CBS News, the White House.
Don't go anywhere. When we come back, Cole Scott is in with a look at your sports.
My mom's Alzheimer's never changed how much we love her, but it did change her. She developed agitation that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. She started yelling, pacing around, kept repeating the same questions. She got agitated often, so we asked her doctor for help.
Rexulti is the only FDA-approved medication proven to reduce agitation symptoms that may happen with dementia due to Alzheimer's disease. Rexulti can cause serious side effects. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Report fever, stiff muscles, and confusion, which can be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death. Weight gain, increased cholesterol, low white blood cells, unusual urges, dizziness on standing, falls, seizures, trouble swallowing, or sleepiness may occur. Take action for your loved one. Ask their doctor about Rexulti.
It's time for Nat's annual Christmas Bikes for Kids.
And you can help by donating a new or gently used bike.
At Nat's Outdoor Sports. The bike shop at Nat's Outdoor Sports will make any needed repairs.
And the Bowling Green JCs will distribute bikes to underprivileged children throughout our community.
Nat's will be accepting new and used bikes until December 5th. Nat's Bikes for Kids, sponsored by WNKY News 40.
I'll hit Woohoo 107.
And these great sponsors.
Hey y'all, it's Bree. Don't miss this week's episode of the Pie Queen's Pantry. We're gonna be taking everybody's favorite fall treat, a caramel apple, and turning it into a pie. See you this week on the Pie Queen's Pantry.
Big Red, welcome to WNKY. Are you ready to take over the studio? Tune in for Topper Tuesday on News 40 Sunrise. We'll sit down with athletes and staff to talk all things WKU every week on News 40 Sunrise.
Hey, Western Kentucky, we look at the last Titans game, we preview the next Titans game. That's the Mike Vrabel Show on CBS 40.
Join the coach and the seat geek next.
Sunday mornings on WNKY CBS 40. WNKY News 40 is always on at WNKY.com.
Welcome into sports. We continue with our high school basketball previews around the area. The Warren East Lady Raiders come into the new year after winning just one region game last season and falling to Barron County in the district tournament. The team will look to bounce back in the 15th district this year with a group of girls who share a tight bond. Lady Raiders head coach Jenny Neville spoke on how the team will look to turn heads this season.
We're just ready to go play somebody else and see what we think is an improvement, and I think that I know we're going to be successful this year. We just got to get out there, and we've got a lot of heads to turn and a lot of people that are counting us out, and that's fine. We're ready for that challenge.
And the boys team enters their next campaign after winning the 15th district last season and falling to Warren Central in the region tournament. The team is younger this year, and after losing 7 seniors, they will look to build a new chemistry on the court. Raiders head coach Kyle Bench spoke on how he believes his team will grow as the year goes on.
We'll return 3 starters from last year. We're going to be playing a lot of younger guys, so we might take some lumps early in the season. But like we've talked about before, it really doesn't matter how we're playing in November or December. It really matters how we're playing, the beginning of January and, February leading into the postseason.
And out to Franklin Simpson High School, where the Lady Wildcats basketball team opened their season tonight, taking on the Warren Central Lady Dragons. The Lady Wildcats dominated in this performance, performing well on both offense and defense, and Coach Ashley Taylor's squad was able to take down the Lady Dragons. They begin the year with a big win over a regional opponent, final score 59-28. And the Butler County Bears began the season taking on the South Warren Spartans at home. The Bears' 5 starters were accountable for all the offense in this one, with each guy scoring in double digits, led by 28 points from junior Ty Price. South Warren faced a tough opening night loss as Butler County wins this one, final score 87-60. Over the weekend, WKU Volleyball officially heard their name called in the Selection Sunday show for the upcoming NCAA tournament. This is the 16th time the program has been in the tournament, and the Tops will head to Knoxville for a matchup with Coastal Carolina. If WKU gets the win, they will advance and face off against the winner of Tennessee and High Point. Here were head coach Travis Hudson's thoughts about this year's tourney.
Excited. I mean, this is the week you work for all season long. Our 16th NCAA tournament's pretty remarkable to think about. The work started in January to replace kids like Katie Eisenbarger and Lauren Matthews, and to be sitting here, you know, back in the NCAA tournament, just excited. I'm excited because our team is playing well, and I think our team is confident, and so I'm looking forward to this first challenge.
WKU football closed out the 2023 regular season with a win over FIU on Saturday night. The Tops took care of business in Miami, topping the Panthers 41-28. Austin Reed led the way with 280 passing yards and 4 touchdowns, earning Conference USA Offensive Player of the Week. WKU finishes the regular season 7-5 and will now wait for their bowl game selection. And finally, the Governor's Cup rivalry did not disappoint in Louisville as the Cards hosted the Kentucky Wildcats. The rivalry game was a shootout as the Cats stunned the Cards 38-31. Ray Davis led the way with 3 touchdowns, including the game winner late in the 4th quarter. Kentucky has now won 5 straight against Louisville, and here were both head coaches' thoughts after the Battle of the Commonwealth.
They found a way to pick themselves back up and to finish strong in a game that's important. It's important for us to elevate where we want to go in a bowl. It's important to us to finish. It's important to us and our fans to bring that Governor's Cup back home.
So we didn't deserve to win. They did, and you know we've got work to do. We've got to now go play a really, really good opponent, and if we can't get those things corrected, it will not be a fun day for us. So we've got a lot of work to do this week.
And that's a look at sports. We'll be right back after this break.
I'm attorney Deborah Brose. I am committed to my clients across South Central Kentucky. But don't just take it from me. If you have any trouble receiving Social Security benefits, call our office today for a free consultation.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger over a T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a deal, relax with some Hydra Massage feels. Instead of in-laws in your face.
Did you hear the owl?
Get some space at any of our 2,400 locations with the PF Black Card. Just $1 down, $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends November 30th.
Do you have settled or uneven concrete? USS is here to help. Changing weather conditions and poor drainage causes the soil under your concrete to shift and erode, and your concrete to settle. USS uses Polylift to raise sunken concrete in sidewalks, pool decks, porches, and more. Polylift is less expensive than full replacement, and you can walk on your concrete within minutes of repair. Visit uss-ky.com for a free estimate.
We'll guarantee our best. Call USS.
Enjoy a great lunch with a different food truck every week and help support our local charities.
Join us for Food Truck Fridays at the Tidballs parking lot on Chestnut Street. Part of your lunch purchase will be donated to a local nonprofit by Flora Templeton Stewart and our food trucks.
Food Truck Friday has collected over $10,000, making a difference in our community.
Brought to you by the law firm of Flora Templeton Stewart.
I'm waking up my day, so let's get it started. Turn it up, turn it on, keep the morning moving right along.
Watch WNKY News 40 Sunrise for the latest in local news.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on News 40 Sunrise.
Weather on the 4s to get you out the door.
Good morning to everyone at home.
And local events and entertainment to jumpstart your day.
News 40 Sunrise Way.
Weekday mornings starting at 6. WNKY News 40 is always on at WNKY.com.
Well, if you missed it at 5 and 6, our evening anchor, Morgan Hoover, and her husband, Kenny, have welcomed their new daughter, Hillary D, into the world. She's a beautiful baby girl. Baby Hillary was born around noon today. Both Hillary and Morgan are doing great. We look forward to having Morgan back with us each evening after the new year. Congratulations so much, guys. Again, you know, beautiful baby. That's always great.
Yeah, and you know, some have asked where Morgan has been. Of course, she's on maternity leave right now until the first of the year, but she's going to spend time with her brand new baby girl. And, up late nights, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Make Kenny get up. Make him get up some.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
He's got to share the responsibilities.
Of course.
Just like I did some 30-something years ago. Here's a look at tonight's forecast. 24, clear sky and a cold night. So bundle up tonight, your babies and everybody.
Right. Well, thank you so much for joining us here for News 40 at 10, guys. We'll see you bright and early at 6 for News 40 at sunrise.